Hello and welcome to the Zeal Interestings podcast. My name is Chris White. Joining me today, my special guest is Kevin Craine. Thank you for joining me, Kevin.
Oh, thanks, Chris.
So we have an exciting announcement. Kevin is now taking on the role of Chief Deletion Officer. He was just appointed today. We're offering a new service from Zeal, our code deletion service, and Kevin's here to tell us all about it.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this.
And Adam Cuppy, our COO, said that one of the greatest challenges in software development is knowing when to let go. So, inspired by Marie Kondo's book, The Life Changing Magic of Tidying Up, we're helping software companies let go of their legacy code that no longer brings joy without the obligation to add more. A service like this takes zeal, and we're excited to promote from within. So, Kevin Craine is a real leader in code deletion. He's an expert, you might say, and we couldn't be more excited. So, thank you for Adam for giving us that cool pull quote. So Kevin,
Yes.
why is code deletion important?
As you develop, right, there's a life cycle of an application that happens. And I like to think of it kind of like an application forest, if you will. The most kind of joy-filled time of an application is the creation, when anything is possible, right? You might be solving world hunger or trying to bring peace and tranquility to all. Once you get this like first initial idea and application off, it's like this amazing tree standing all alone, tall and strong, right? But over time, you gather feedback and your application grows and changes. You can see new branches growing and some other ones, the leaves falling off as they're not as important. And then you might even have like new application ideas grow out of the original one. So you'll see new trees pop up all around your existing one.
So your project is like a magical forest ecosystem with lots of
Right.
crazy things and creatures and trees.
Exactly. I mean, you never know what's going to spring out of a magic forest, right? But at the end, like after all this change happens over a long period of time, the your original idea may fade away. Original strong, tall, strong tree may have died off, and the people around might not even know about the original tree because people come and go with the wind, as the wind blows through the forest. So you might end up with this tangled mess, and you're not really sure what to do with this forest that has grown out of control. That's kind of where Zeal wants to step in, and we want to help, right? With code deletion, because I mean, if you look at like what we do in forestry, like we will just control burn the whole thing down and delete everything that's unnecessary, which usually ends up being just all of it. And that's really the most joyful time is deleting all the code.
So there's creative destruction and then there's destruction. And that's your favorite part of application development.
Yes, most definitely. Just destroying all the things.
I like it. I like it. And I love that concept of things getting lost in the forest, people becoming lost to the project, maybe people becoming lost in the forest or being eaten by a bear or something in there.
Right, and you don't want your people eaten by bears,
That's right.
unless you want them to. I mean, but I don't know. I'll leave that up to the people in charge.
It's not for us to judge.
Exactly, exactly.
So, what qualifies a person, particularly you, to be a chief deletion officer?
It's obviously have this passion of removing and deleting as much code I can, right? But I want to be a chief deletion officer, you need to inspire that passion in others, and not only just a few others. You want to make it a part of the whole organization's culture about getting rid of as much as they can. So, I mean, you might end up sitting in an empty office with no one else around, but that would be great too.
That's right, or an office full of people that are all passionately deleting code.
Yes. We can go a
That's
step
excellent.
further, but that would be a good start.
First you delete the code, then you delete the office and the people.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Is that maybe that's too far? No, no. I think that's good.
That's great. So, what about people that are getting started? What strategic tips can you talk about where people need to get started deleting code in their own project? Can you start incrementally?
Yeah, you can start with the easy things like trying to find things that aren't being used at all that have been left abandoned. It's going to take some time to find those things because they're usually harder to find because, why would you need to find them if they're not a problem, right? They're just missing. So that will help you kind of refine your skills of new skill of deleting code. And then from there, you can, keep compounding on that, where you focus on things that are seldom used or might never be used, but like a report that might be run once a year or logging that's never looked at. So things like that. Those are all low hanging fruit. Maybe that's enough for some, right?
When the topic of code deletion comes up, I hear a lot of people have like fear about how to move forward and be confident that they can delete the code or delete these things. How do you let go of that fear?
Letting go of the fear of deleting, because you always feel better once it's gone. So once you start that process of removing things, the endorphins that you get from doing that removal will just become almost addictive, I would say, till you want to do it all the time. So yeah, it's a good place to start.
Is it a bad thing to want to do it all the time?
Obviously not. Obviously, I mean, I wouldn't be here otherwise, right? So
That's great. So once you've deleted the code that's seldom used or like reporting or logging that you don't care about anymore, how do you push into becoming a true deletionologist? Deletionologist?
deletionologist, yes, that's a great word. Yeah, like I said, some people will stop there and be happy, but you need to push through and you start removing things that make people lives easier, removing things that will save time and money for yourself and your users, because the only way to have enough is to keep going.
Excellent. What about new projects? What about companies with no code?
Right. So when people approach us with a new project that they want to get going, I always start off by saying the most secure and error-free applications are ones in which there are no users. Because if there are no users, then there's no reason to write the code in the first place, and then you know, there's no reason to delete code because it's already been deleted out of our minds. So my goal is to help, all these new projects and new customers find as user-free experiences as possible.
You can avoid errors, you can avoid bad feedback, you can avoid frustration, you can avoid users, you can avoid profit.
Exactly.
That's fantastic. But what if you have lots of employees and what if they don't like their code being deleted?
Well, if you can't get people on board, I mean, just carry the deletion of code further out and delete those around you that are not willing to join in this awesome experience. So, yeah, just remove people and delete them and find people that have the same passion and joy as you, or teach some new people that are coming up through the ranks. Yeah.
That's awesome. So people need to delete their own attachments like a Zen master,
Yes.
or be deleted themselves.
Yes, exactly.
That's excellent. Well, I'm really excited. We're gonna bring this product to the world. We're going to delete everything, and the world will be a better place, I think.
I agree. Thank you.
Well, thanks, Kevin, and thanks for everyone for listening to this early April edition of the Zeal Interesting podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/codingzeal, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you very much.